Deep Cover is the story of three improv artists. One, a teacher, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. One, a seasoned veteran, played by Orlando Bloom. And one newcomer, played by Nick Mohammed, who ultimately get tangled in a crazy web of smuggling and guns and criminal activity in London when they are hired to become undercover officers, functionally de facto, for a sort of rogue agent at the police, played by Sean Bean. Film also stars Paddy Considine in a really fun role, and Ian McShane, who's pretty good in this movie. He's not quite doing John Wick, but he does have a thick Scottish accent. It's okay. This came out on Amazon Prime. I was looking forward to maybe some good laughs. Nick Mohammed, you'd know from Ted Lasso. Orlando Bloom, of course, from Pirates of the Caribbean. And Bryce Dallas Howard, we saw most recently in Argyle. I'm going to say she's looking better than she was looking in Argyle, for sure. She's playing this kind of down-to-earth instructor character who wanted to be an actress and didn't really work out. Now she's doing improv, and she's hoping to get a role. And so she jumps at the opportunity when an officer calls her, played by Sean Bean. He's like, "Hey, we've got this program where we hire improv artists to, take on criminals, because you guys can act the part and you can act better and they'll believe you, right?" That's the pitch. And she kind of wrangles Orlando Bloom, who's a failing actor and just cannot land a role in a joke that's like way too close to home for poor Orlando Bloom. And he ends up shaving this ridiculous wig he has on into like his more natural, like short haircut, and being this kind of like gangster character. And then Nick Mohammed, who's like a tech guy, who's just trying to fit in and try to be more social with people. He joins the improv group, like in the hopes to just kind of, learn to be a more normal person and like how to take it, social cues. And he kind of gets wrangled up in it, kind of on accident, but he ends up working out with them. So they're like, all right, you're going to be the guy. And the three of them end up uncovering this whole like smuggling ring and all these problems, and there's crooked cops and there's back and forth, and it's all uniquely set in London, which is strange because Bryce Dallas Howard is not from there, but it kind of works out. Kind of a bit of a British movie. My biggest problem with this movie is it's not very funny. Like that was the one really like kind of thing you hope one of these movies is going to be. It's definitely fine. I think there's some casual laughs, but like I could see why it went straight to streaming. It's not particularly theatrical. I don't know. Like it just doesn't seem to really didn't really blow up my skirt. I had more fun watching the villains, Sean Bean, Ian McShane, Paddy Considine. I feel like they had more fun than like our main cast did. Nick Mohammed is trying to be awkward. Orlando Bloom is just kind of awkward, which is weird. And I guess not that weird for him, but he's just kind of in an odd place. And Bryce Dallas Howard is doing her best, but she can't put the whole movie on her back. It's okay. I think it's mostly a lukewarm script. It's not very funny.
I had heard that it was like really, really funny, and people were comparing it to Game Night, which I haven't seen, but I've heard is like a comedy classic, kind of a modern comedy classic. And that's what people were comparing it to. And it's like, oh, this is so funny. It's a shame it didn't come out on theater. And now it seems like it's kind of boring and not actually very funny.
Well, like if you're playing a character who is trying to improv as some other character, that's quite the acting challenge, I think. Like you have to play somebody who is acting like something else, right? It's like a voice actor voicing a different character in a character they already voiced. Like you're putting a hat on a hat, right? That doesn't really happen here. Like they're kind of just like acting like improv people right up until they have to act like gangsters, and then they're just gangsters. And then they go back to being improv people. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I feel like everybody understood the assignment. We're just going to come in and get our checks and do this fun comedy for a couple weeks and shoot this thing. But like, I don't know. It just ends up being kind of uninteresting to me. It just didn't really do it for me. So that's a big part of the reason why I would cheat this week. I just figured like, I don't have a lot to say about Deep Cover. It's fine. I think it's fine. I think there will be people who throw this on Amazon Prime and throw it on and be like, yeah, it was good. But like, I don't know. It reminds me of like the Seinfeld unfrosted Pop-Tart movie, right? You're like, it's fine.
Oh, God.
It's fine. It's a fine movie. Like it's good for somebody. I don't know. I'll probably end up wrong. I feel like I'll catch a comment. Somebody roast me. Deep Cover was hilarious. It's the funniest film I've seen in 25 years. I put it on my top 10 list. It's the best movie in the whole wide world. Like somebody will tell me that I'm wrong, and that's fine. But like, I don't know. It was okay. That's how I felt about Deep Covers. All right. That's my review. Andy, what have you been watching? What's been on your hot watch list lately?
I've been gearing up and doing some TV rewatching lately. I started Watchmen, the Watchmen TV series that HBO did back in 2019. Watched the first 4 episodes. It's 9 total. Man, I really love that show. I'm realizing there's a lot of buildup in this show. Like we're 4 episodes in, and we have lots of questions, not a whole lot of answers. I know we get a lot of payoff by the end of the show, but it's a lot of buildup. It definitely makes a lot more sense if you're really familiar with the Watchmen world, like you've seen the movie, you've read the novel, that sort of thing. But it's really bizarre. Definitely up my alley.
I can't believe how good the cast is in that show, and then also where it comes from, like Damon Lindelof. Not long ago, I went back and watched the first episode again. God, I just had a list of names in my head and then just dropped them all right off the map. Tim Blake Nelson, a guy who plays Scar in Disney. God, Don
Regina
Johnson's
King,
in that
Jeremy
show.
Irons.
A God Walks into A Bar, which is like I think the penultimate episode might be
Yeah.
one of the best episodes of television I've ever seen. Like that thing is so great. Like it's just a really impressive show. For a while they pulled it off Max. I think it's back on there now, right? That's where you were watching it?
It is, but I actually ordered it, and I have like a European copy of it. I think it's actually like from Ireland because it has a 15 certificate, which we don't do those. That's a UK rating system.
Yeah.
That's how how I know it's from there. Mostly because I get better. You're gonna get better sound off the disc. So I'm enjoying that. Still got another 5 episodes to go.
Oh, sure. And there's like bit rates, right? Which is one of those things. Like, as soon as you learn about bit rates, you're going to feel like streaming is always going to be worse than just watching the Blu-ray. It's fine. Most people don't care. You also watched a film, right? Which is a movie that's actually on my top 10 of the year. So, our top 10 of the 2000s here in a minute. So, I'm excited to talk about it. What'd you watch?
Yeah, I took a look at the Fellowship of the Ring, the extended edition, over the weekend. Did a rewatch with a friend who knew a lot of facts and things, and that's always fun to do if you know someone who knows a lot of the trivia. So that was a good time. I definitely the first one is my favorite of those three. The Fellowship of the Ring. The setup of everything is so good. The introduction of new characters, like there's so many great memes and reaction gifs, and it's so quotable. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Like all when they go to the mines, it's so good from beginning to end. The tragic end of Boromir, of course. So it was just a really fun watch, and the extended scenes. I guess it's about a half hour longer of extended material, and it's just lots of short stuff. There aren't like long extended scenes. It's like an extra 30 seconds here and an extra minute and a half here, all throughout out the thing. So it's really impressive.
Yeah. We have the like super back when the DVDs were hot, like the special thick box ultimate extendo deluxe editions or whatever that come with like a ton of additional footage, and they have like between those three movies like I think it's something like 20 something hours of documentary footage of the making of those things, like down to like, here's how we put the chainmail together for the specific squadron of like Urukai in the one scene. And like, it's just crazy, like how well those things are put together. I think the first one's my favorite one too. I love the ending. I like that they have this like endearing come together of the Fellowship, right? We start small, we come out into Rivendell, we become the whole Fellowship, and then by the end that whole thing just fractures and fragments, and you're like, where could this possibly be going next? And then you're like, credits, come back next summer. Like, it's awesome. It's what the movies are made for.
Yeah, and I don't think I realized how much, when Frodo leaves, it's because he's realizes no one can really be around him and not be corrupted, and so he makes the decision to, go on his own. And that's I don't think I've had realized it quite that much how much everyone is just cannot not be corrupted.
Yeah, like it's quite a hopeless thing at the end. And he's like, I'm going on my, I don't know how I'm going to make it, but I can't do it with anybody else. Like, I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Peter Jackson rocks. I hope he gets back into making fiction again. Anyway, we got to talk about this movie I watched. We had originally planned to watch this for next week.